that look, man, we're not in the. This is just an alternative universe, right? This is not a real. I'm in another dimension. Barry messing with the timeline again. Flashpoint. I'm not really sure. Maybe Kang the Conqueror. I don't know. But I'm in another dimension, and I don't know what dimension I'm in. I'm trying to get this stuff figured out. This ain't got a whole lot to do with comics, to be completely honest. So, but we're gonna get right into it. This is I'm in awe, y'all. So this all started Megan Fox I don't know, what is this, The View? The Live, The Talk, all right, whatever. She's on some show talking about how she encourages her boy to wear dresses. As you can see, I had some things to say about it. Not a lot, but I had something to say. I was not aware that this was a controversial position. Because out of the woodwork came people basically saying, I'm in the wrong, that I would dare suggest that I don't condone my son or other little boys, just in general, wearing dresses. Because I don't condone that. I will never get with that. But apparently this is a thing where people are like, I should. And I got all these hypothetical questions being proposed to me. And a lot of people take issue with the idea that I don't condone putting boys in dresses. Now, the obvious thing is people are going to talk about, well, kilts, so people back in the day used to wear. I don't care about any of that. I don't at all. And certainly in the culture that we stay in now, not saying that everything culturally right now is correct. What I'm saying is that's one thing that I don't take issue with, and that is, generally speaking, dresses are a thing that boys don't wear. Now, the reason why I think I'm in another dimension is because apparently the news is that as a parent, and this is what a lot of people were suggesting, not everybody, but a lot of people were suggesting, that I, as a parent, should just let the kid do whatever he wants. Thought that was weird because I didn't know that was what being a parent was. And some guy actually proposed to me. And I'm going to go to it right here if I can find it. Hold on. He says, and I'll bet your mom never prohibited you from expressing a part of your identity. Was the free, like, actually, yes, she did. That's what I said. My mama did that all the time. If it was my choice as a knothead kid, I probably would have walked around, butt naked, exposing myself, unbathed, doing whatever I want. Obviously, my mother knew not to allow me to do that. And she didn't condone me doing that. And I named a few things that she didn't condone. But apparently, you're just supposed to let the kid do whatever they want. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was what parenting is these days. It's just sitting back and accepting everything. And then you get these knothead losers. And I just find it ironic that it's the same people who find absolutely no issue in dropping their kids off 5 times a week in these indoctrination camps called public schools. But I guess it's a different, we can handle that discussion at another time. But the idea that I'm somehow saying something that's antithetical to libertarianism is just odd to me. And it goes with the fact that that's what we're having a conversation about these days is that people conflate the idea of, okay, me not condoning something means that I should ban something outright, or I should use acts of aggression in order to, I guess, prevent people from doing things. Those are two different things. Like, I can not condone something, and that's not what libertarianism is. They don't even universalize the position. This is what I was talking about, in that I said, hold on, let me go back. I got to keep going back to my screen because there's things that I'm leaving out. So let me get this straight. I'm closed-minded, because a lot of people call me closed-minded for this, because I don't condone putting little boys in dresses, but you're not closed-minded when you take issue with me having that position. So I must embrace your social preferences, but you don't have to embrace mine, which is ultimately what this boils down to, is people that, okay, you got to accept what I want you to accept. Meanwhile, there's a problem when I'm like, no, I'm not really with what you guys are, going on about. But this idea that parenting is just letting kids do whatever they want. It's a kid, dude. They're developing. They're trying to figure their way around the world. Your job as a parent is to guide them. Sometimes you got to save them from themselves. Sometimes you have to, protect them. Like, that's just what being a parent is. The fact that this is somehow groundbreaking news, or there's something offensive about that, is amazing to me. It's amazing to me. And again, they don't universalize that position anyway. It's because, again, they have issue with me having the position that, hey, boys, I don't condone little boys being just put into dresses. I'm not sure what it is with Hollywood and why they're pushing these things on their kids. It certainly seems to a way higher degree than the average average individual, let's say, in America. But, Hollywood, right? But I do want to reiterate that there's a difference between me not condoning something and me wanting something like banned by way of the state. And the fact that people are appealing to my libertarianism is just shows how fundamentally, I hate to call them that, but they don't understand what libertarianism is. Because if you understood what libertarianism is, you would know that libertarianism isn't about being opinionless. It isn't about condoning each and everything. See, freedom, which I don't understand, is that it goes both ways. Right? Freedom goes both ways. I can condone things. I cannot condone things. Vice versa. You don't have to like it. We can have conversations about it. You don't got to accept it. That's what it's about. Or more so, what it is about is not using aggression upon peaceful people. Property rights. So I don't have to accept anything, and vice versa. And the fact that they're like, oh, well, it's just a piece of cloth. And then I've asked this question. You can go to my Twitter, and I've yet to get an answer for this. For these same people, I say, and I'm going to end with this. I'm like, all right, if it's just cloth, right? Okay, it's just cloth. Doesn't matter. For one, why are you making even a big deal about me saying that kids or boys shouldn't wear dresses? Why, if it's just cloth? Because it's not to you. But more importantly, and this is the analogy that a lot of these people they just will not address. Do you have something against kids, or more so, let's say, their parents not condoning their children wearing, let's say, a MAGA hat? What about worse, Nazi symbolism? Of course you wouldn't condone that. You wouldn't. But it's just cloth, right? They should, and they want them to express themselves. Maybe they learned about Nazism in their public school. They're like, you know what? They want to wear that. Now, I as a parent wouldn't ever condone that. You ain't walking around in my house with that. And I'm just gonna be like, oh, well, it's okay. He's just little Johnny's just expressing himself. Absolutely not. I'm not gonna condone that. But what dimension am I living in where it has now become a controversial position because I have now, and again, I don't just talk about this all the time because, generally it's understood. I don't condone this idea, and at first I do think there is an agenda, certainly by way of sort of this that's creeping up in the mainstream to emasculate men. They look at masculinity as if it's this bad thing, especially black men. Again, subject matter maybe for another video. And maybe I really honestly should do a video on that, because I do think that's really a thing. But I'm living in another dimension, in a dimension where supposedly it is controversial that I dare have the position that I don't think little boys should be wearing dresses, should be encouraged to wear dresses. I don't condone that type of behavior. I don't know what dimension I'm in, but get me out of it.